suffers, and the understanding of what we're looking for gets lost because a development project will lead everything and then the plans go by the wayside. I'm proposing that we have a planning department that's public, transparent, open meetings where people know exactly what the neighborhoods want. We're working with the residents and then finding the developers and the business people and the entrepreneurs who fill those needs. And then going to the BRA to close those deals, to make sure that it happens, right? Just as one example, I speak about a full-service restaurant in Roxbury, but then different neighborhoods want different things, right? We know that. The BRA should be helping to make that happen as opposed to maybe coming up with a different plan. I'm not saying that they're doing that now or not, but without a planning department, without a public process, without community knowing their role, which should be an important role on the future of our city, in fact, I believe everybody deserves a voice in the direction of the city, then we won't get that. So that's why I think it's time to separate those departments. And I'll close with this. The BRA has been in existence since the 60s. No other city in this country has copied our model. They all have separate planning departments. It is not, in fact, a radical idea, but it is the idea that works in so many different major cities in our country, and we should now implement that.
Housing. I'm curious as to where you stand on housing, the creation of housing, and actually affordable housing.
Yeah.
If you look at what's going on up Blue Hill Avenue and in Dudley and other places in the city, I believe folks may get priced out. Affluence may move in once a lot of this redevelopment that you just talked about is completed. What do you do about keeping folks in their homes, the homes that they are in now, and the creation of affordable housing?
You know, I think a major reason why that happens is because right now, as we speak, there is an ordinance that says if you develop a project that there should be a minimal percentage of 15% affordable, 15% affordable. But there's an out clause. You could pay into a fund if you don't want to do the affordable units. The problem with that is oftentimes the paying into the fund is in fact cheaper than the building of the unit. So many developers will look at that and go, well, wait, if I can pay into this fund, and many think they're doing the right thing. They think they're still contributing, right? But it happened to be cheaper for them to do it that way. I think it's time now to look at that ordinance, the linkage ordinance, and say, we're going to redo these numbers so that they're reflective of today, reflective of 2013, and not of the 80s when this law was written, and that it'll be the equivalent, or if not more expensive, to pay out. That will cause more affordable units being built. We're seeing less and less affordable units built because they can come out in that way. The other piece, what I think is often overlooked, is not just the creation of affordable subsidized housing, which I think is key. In fact, my family wouldn't have made Boston their home if they didn't have access to subsidized housing. When my parents moved here, they spoke little English, moved into subsidized housing. That's how they got their start. And from there, we were able to buy a house in Hyde Park where I was raised. But when I was born, I came home to subsidized housing, and we needed that. And I think every family who needs that in Boston should have access to it. I believe housing's a right, and we have got to create housing. But we really lack, tremendously lack, is moderate rate housing. So I'll give you the example of my sister, who's a school teacher, who's married, working full time with 3 kids. She makes too much to qualify for subsidized housing, and that really should be reserved for those who are our lowest economic, living in poverty, frankly, but doesn't make enough to buy. She's a working class, middle class family. She can't buy and she can't qualify for subsidized. What does she do? She's stuck, right? And she wants to make Boston her home. This is the city she grew up in. This is the city she loves. This is the city her children go to school in. Like her, there are many families trying to figure out, wait a second, where do I fit in? We see Boston's never had a problem creating luxury apartments. We have got to now focus on our affordable and then our moderate rate housing so that we could have a diverse city, not just in race and gender, but also in economic level.
Is there enough space left? Is there enough housing out there that has not been developed to allow for what you just said when you talk about moderate and low income housing? Is there enough stock out there, so to speak, to do what you're talking about?
Yeah, I believe so. I really do. I believe so. We have lots of empty lots. If you go around various neighborhoods, you'll see empty lots where it's unclear what's coming. Now, I don't think a mayor should just start pointing at things and saying, you're getting this, you're getting that, you're getting this. I already said I believe in community process. I believe in people having a voice in the direction of our city. I believe everybody matters. That's why I want to create a planning department that allows that to happen. That's why I want to look at our linkage and say, you don't get to pay out and not create affordable housing. And if you pay out, it'll cost you the same or more than if you were doing the affordable housing units. I believe in that, and we have got to come up with real planning in all of our neighborhoods. The residents of the city want to be a part of it. I know that. They want to be a part of what's happening in the neighborhoods. You know, someone who lives in Roxbury or Jamaica Plain or East Boston or Hyde Park or Mattapan or Brighton, you name the neighborhood, or Rosendale, you name the neighborhood. They want to have a say in what's happening in their neighborhoods. They just don't know how. And they're not sure that they're being invited in. Our campaign is completely focused on you will have a say, you get to be invited in. There's some empty lots in your neighborhood. What can we do here? What can we do here? And how can we make this neighborhood better and by in turn make our city better?
How about the arts? Talk to me about the cultural aspect of the city. I mean, this is a vibrant city. Arts, music, literature, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the arts, and how would you push that forward to bring more of that artistic vibrancy to the fore?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. In my family, there's jokes because they think it skipped me. My older sister's a great singer. The brother right after me is a photographer. He works with ceramics. He writes poetry. I have another brother who's a theater major in the Boston Arts Academy, and they're still trying to figure out what skill I bring to the table that's artistic. In my family, it's key arts. It's my dad was a singer himself, loved singing, loved drawing. Arts is something we did all the time at the house. We have got to know that that is part of what makes Boston great, is that we have arts and we have culture. We've got to support it openly. You know, in my platform online at our website at forwardfelix.com, I have 15 different points that we talk about. And we talk about arts and culture specifically, about how we've got to promote arts and culture and make it easier and help by creating housing for artists. You know, art is not, you know, people think of the artists, and I think they think of the ones who made it financially. Most artists are not in it for the money. They're in it because they're creators. They're not making a lot of money. We have to create housing for artists and keep them here. I'd also say it's great for our economy. You know, someone might say, well, I'm not an artist. What's that got to do with anything? Our arts and our culture are a leading reason why people come to Boston to visit. And every tourist who gets off the train or gets out of Logan Airport or gets out of South Station and decides they want to spend a week in Boston, that's all money in the bank, right? Every time they spend it in this city. We're doing well. We've got to create and empower the things that bring our tourism here. It's a huge industry for us in our city. The hospitality industry and the tourist industry, and arts helps to promote that as well.
So look, we've only got a few minutes left. I want you to look into the camera, and I want you to talk to the folks at home or wherever they may be and tell them why they should give you their vote to be the next mayor of the city of Boston.
My name is Felix Arroyo, and I bring over a decade of experience as both a community organizer, where I was organizing for janitors and security guards, really ordinary people coming together and achieving extraordinary results. And as a city councilor at large, now in my 4th year representing the entire city of Boston and having the honor of representing every neighborhood, I know that government works best when it works with you and not over you. I believe in a city where everyone has access to opportunities, where we invest in all of our schools and all of our neighborhoods, and where people can live in safe and affordable neighborhoods. And I know that we all deserve to have a voice in the direction of the city. I'm asking for your vote for mayor on September 24th. I'm asking you to join this campaign, and for more information on who we are, or to sign up to help out, or just to learn more about us, I ask you to visit our website at forwardfelix.com. I'd be honored to have your support. For many years, you've all been great to me, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to serve as your city councilor, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to serve as your mayor.
My brother, I want to thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I think what you've said to the folks today is really what we need to hear, you know, in an open, honest way about what you would do as the next mayor of the city of Boston. Some say the next mayor may be here for 4 years, the next mayor may be here for 20 years. But we need to hear what each individual is going to bring to the job. You know, and I've known you for a long time. You are a stand-up guy, and I've always known you to stand behind your words.
Well, and I appreciate you, Sheriff. And what I appreciate about you is that you agree with me. The goal is that you have less and less people in your facilities.
That is the goal.
Less and less people in your facilities. And as a city councilor, I know I've been working with you as a sheriff, and I just want the viewer to know how I think we're very lucky to have you as our sheriff here. And the sheriff who believes that it's about prevention and not having people in jail. That's right.
It's about education over incarceration.
Exactly.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll keep watching.
Appreciate you.
All right, folks, look, we're out of time. We're out of here. We'll be back again next week. Until then, you take care of yourself. Peace.